So hello YouTube. Today I'm in Hatcher Pass filming a new video on some new equipment. I recently upgraded quite a bit of my camera gear. So today I'm going to be going over a little bit of what's in my new kit. I'd like to dedicate this video to my grandparents, Floyd and Nancy, and to my father, Wayne. And a special thank you to my Aunt Shar for helping make this possible. It was my father that got me really interested in photography. I remember as a kid he used to pack around this old Pentax K1000, which I still have, and I actually have on the windowsill of my home office. When I graduated high school and shipped out in the Navy, he gave me my first camera. It was essentially just a point and shoot 35mm film camera. It was Olympus, had a little slide out shutter to bring out the lens. It was portable, so it worked good for being in the military. And I took that thing all over the world and got some pretty good results with it. Unfortunately, that camera disappeared in Singapore, and that was about the time the digital cameras were taking over the market, so I started packing around the little point-and-shoot pocket digital cameras, like the 2 to 6 megapixel, the little cheap ones. After a few years of being with Irene, she looked at some of my photos, and she decided that that just wasn't going to cut it. So she got me this really nice Canon Rebel 3 for Christmas. It is easily the best Christmas gift I've ever gotten. I've taken hundreds of thousands of photos. I tried video with it and I didn't have that great of results. Cameras are generally geared one way, either for film or videography. And the Canon Rebel 3 video results on it were kind of grainy and poor audio quality. I invested then in a GoPro that I could pack around with my Canon to start my YouTube videos. And my first few videos were filmed on just a cell phone camera. And that was more of an experiment just to see if I could do some video editing and put it all together. Really like the footage on the GoPro. Gives that nice wide angle. It's good for doing some landscape stuff. But it's also stuck at that super wide angle focal point. So I decided to go with a Nikon Z6 II. This is supposed to be a great photography and videography camera. It's about the top end of the 24 megapixel cameras. Now for my initial purchase, I paired this camera with the 24 to 120 millimeter f4 lens. This is their top of the line S-series lens, and it's supposed to be the best all-around lens for this camera. And the 24 to 120 millimeters really encompasses probably 70 to 80% of my photography range, especially for landscape and dog portraits, which I take tons of. I'm still carrying the Canon around with me, mainly because it has a 70 to 300 millimeter telephocal lens on it. So that I'm kind of still using until I can upgrade to a bigger lens for the Nikon. I did pick up a 400 millimeter lens for the Nikon, but it's a manual focus, so it was only a couple of $100, and I've kind of had some mixed results with it, but I'm pretty happy with it for what I paid. Another thing I didn't have very good results with the Canon was night photography. The stock lenses that came with the Canon Rebel 3 didn't quite have a wide enough f-stop aperture to allow enough light in to do decent night photography. I had some decent results, but nothing I was terribly proud of. Quiet dogs. And so anyway, for my night photography, I'm picking up a 35 millimeter f1.8 lens, and this will allow a ton of light in. It's kind of limited being that it's only 35 millimeter. I would have liked to have gone with like a 24 or 20 millimeter for night photography, but those wider wide-angle fisheye lenses get rather expensive for the good quality ones. But I'm looking forward with that 35 millimeter of getting some good night landscape photos, some northern lights. So that's my video for this week. I hope you like what you see. If you do, please click like and subscribe.